Now this one was more interesting. Why? Well, I'll explain that one shortly. But before that, there's something else I wanted to say about the control team. I issued the Punishing Bird suits to join Delaney, as it provided more physical protection, and then sent Joy over to where this new abnormality was, which was a little longer to get to, so that's why I sent her there first, and assigned Delaney to the Punishing Bird. And also Hana to do some attachment work. Start that one off with something less taxing, while Joy does some instinct work with this new abnormality. Which, so far, went quite well. Because when she completed her work with this new abnormality, she drank from that can. Yeah, and it healed her. That gave me an idea. Keep doing that, and eventually, she'll become more physically durable. I wasn't ready to send any of the others just yet, but then I remembered the Quivhoff meltdown. I needed to deal with a few of those. As that was my mission. And the research revealed that this abnormality was known as well shears, and it dealt physical damage. Well, good job I had Joy equipped with something that resisted better. Yeah, I was relieved about that. Yeah, I knew that I was gonna get Quivhoff meltdowns on a more regular basis, because I'm having my employees work on multiple abnormalities at the same time. But it's gonna be worth it, as it'll make my employees stronger and better able to deal with what's ahead. And I was thankful that I could speed things up for others except me. Because, well, it can get a little tedious sometimes, waiting for them to be done. And upon unlocking more research, based on what was determined by Joy, it turns out that instinct and insight, yeah, instinct and insight is best for this abnormality. In fact, I was guessing that if insight was used, it would revitalize the mind rather than the body. As for repression and attachment, that might revitalize both, but it's more risky. It was also discovered that the suit, based on the research on this abnormality, which takes the form of an open can of well shears in a vending machine, it's not as good as what the punching birds can grant. And we've already got a gun. One that deals red damage. But then again, they're in short supply, so if there's a red damage if there was a red damage abnormality, I had to take what I could get. And yeah. Well, so that's what happens. The loss of control is temporary. Yeah, I was thinking that. Basically, what happened is that when the work was complete, the employee loses control long enough to drink the can and receive whatever effects it gave. Yeah, it was Delaney's turn to receive the benefits of this open can of well cheers. Well, can't leave it all to Joy, can we? It's a benefit that we should give to all. In fact, if there is another abnormality that has a similar arrangement and can be accessed from here, it might be a good idea to, well, cycle between them. Have one damage and have the other heal. As it doesn't look like this abnormality causes much physical damage. And what physical damage is, Del? Well, it's healed if an instinct work is done. I considered that something worth the risk. I mean, well, it wasn't as if there was much risk. Although, I was concerned by the possibility of 3 whip-off meltdowns to deal with at the same time. Because that means I'll need to time it so that Punishing Bird is researched first, then the other two. Yeah. It's the same procedure as before. Keep going with the third abnormality as many times as I need to. Until as many weapons and suits derived from the research are made as it possibly can. Because, among other things, well, they'll strengthen my employees. So far, a few gifts have been given. At that time, I meant. But so more are given. Because it'll mean more effective agents. And that'll mean better any... Sorry, got distracted there. It means better energy production. Which was kind of the point of my job. In fact, I think that was explained on day 1. And then the nightmare scenario happened. All 3 had a whip-off meltdown. Although I knew that the definition of nightmare scenario will change as the days pass by. Time proved me right. Because the definition of nightmare scenario progressively scaled up. Which made this seem like standard procedure. In fact, it probably was. Well, I thought that, and it was. Believe me, it was. After that, I decided to call it a day. Only one was promoted. Although many improvements all round. Then Angela asked if I was proud of what I was doing, and told me that output has increased by 13%, considering it record-breaking. Not that there was much records to break. I answered honestly and told her I wasn't sure. Which puzzled her, as that, well, it deviated from what she was expecting. Let's just say she didn't know me that well. If she did, she'd know that I'd be here. Well, she offered me a glass of champagne. And she found it a cause to celebrate that I lost an employee for the first time yesterday. I'm guessing that she might have got that confused for that employee. The employee that went insane. That Malkov dealt with. Yeah, and these AI just went on about it like it's someone else's problem. She wanted a toast, using that fermented grape drink. I didn't want to be rude, so I drank it. Yeah, that fermented grape drink, created by a monk around the time of Louis XIV of France. And she knew how to drink it. That shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It was then I met two other AI. Yesud and Hood. Yesud being from the... well, he was in charge of the information team. And Malkov was, well, she was being Malkov. and who seemed to be a little more concerned about employee deaths. So she thinks that... Angela, I mean. She thinks that being serious, klutzy, and compassionate to be unstable. Although Malkoff, she was a bit too cheerful for my liking. Especially when talking about employee deaths. She also had a high opinion of herself, although, based on what I've noticed about her at that point, I didn't have a lot of confidence in her. And neither did the others. It was then that Angela mentioned something about ordeals. I was then given the mission to deal with this ordeal of dusk. Whatever it was. I only knew that it'd be hostile. The Joint Command research proposal was the only one left. And I had a few lob points to use, so I thought I'd use that to improve my agents. Well, might as well. And it seems that this Ordeal of Dusk mission has a lot more time. I decided to improve fortitude mostly. But for those who already had a good amount of fortitude, I decided to give them some justice. Yeah. That's more damage, or rather more potential to damage abnormalities. That might come in handy later, even though it's a little expensive. It'll be worth it to prevent agents from disappearing faster than an Argentinian steakhouse in India. Yeah, the open can of Wiltshire's abnormality. That was certainly useful, wasn't it? As for what's coming next in Day 4, it was just different. I'll say that much.